guys, here we are. It's finally Christmas Eve. So instead of starting off with my usual joke sketch thing, I'm going to be opening the final day of the Mini Racers Advent Calendar before I do my review, before any of the intros or anything, so that I can show you guys the finished product. And day 24 leaves us with only one item left, the Christmas tree made of cones right here, which is what I totally predicted it to be. I had a feeling this would be the last day, and there it is. Oh, look at that. That's actually, for an item with a lot of very cheap accessories, this one isn't half bad. It's actually pretty nice. I really like it. It's a clear plastic stack of cones decorated to look like a Christmas tree. And that joins the ranks of everything else from this year's Advent Calendar, bringing it to a close. I really like this year's Advent Calendar, even more so than last year's. Some highlights definitely include the buildings, red, the track pieces, the snowman, the cone. Look, basically everything except for this, the tire stack, and that. Yeah, I really enjoyed this year's Advent Calendar. Sure, there were some strange choices for days, like how, I don't know, the tracks were kind of organized in weird ways sometimes, and Luigi's door was an entire day, but I really like this, especially that red. Easily the highlight for me. Man, I don't have the reindeer hanging up anymore. I don't have creepy Santa anymore. It's getting pretty lonely out here. Anyway, guys, welcome back to yet another review and to day 24 of 25 Days of Suggestions 2021. I've been awake for several hours now, and I'm still trying to process the fact that today is Christmas Eve. I've got a lot of work to get done. I have to wrap up this year's Cars Adventure season and put out my big holiday special later today, so I'm definitely going to have a very productive Christmas Eve. But, of course, today, we're going to be taking a look at Sulley, suggested by Marcus Lafrano. Thank you so much for your suggestion, as always. Sulley here, of course, is from the credits of the first Cars movie when they are parodying Monsters, Inc. This is his 2020 re-release from the Drive-In series, which I reviewed when I first got him last year. I bought him as a replacement for my original Sulley from 2007, who, as you can see, is missing a horn. And Sulley has always been an infuriating diecast to me because he's a monster truck, but he is absolutely tiny. Look at him, and then look at Miles Axelrod. Unfortunately, I don't have any of my other monster trucks near me right now, but trust me, they all tower over Sulley, and I don't know, that's always really bothered me, and we still don't have an updated Sulley. It's not something I hear people talk about a lot. You'll hear people talk a lot about certain characters who are inaccurate sizes or not in scale, but I feel like nobody ever talks about the fact that Sulley, totally is way too small. Got a pretty good expression for him. Definitely pretty in character. His nose here is a way darker color than the original. Got the nice horns there, of course. Got the polka dots on him. I love how absolutely massive the mouth area is. It's, again, very in character. Very clever design. But just look at how small those car doors are. Yeah, I'm just using Miles here because he's a car I had right next to me. But yeah, it really shows you just how oddly scaled Sulley is. Like Mike, the Mike car, is in proportion with the rest of the cars, but Sulley is just not, I don't know, he's just way too small. I always like Sulley's wheels. They're so close together. He's just fun to pointlessly spin around. But yeah, those wheels, they are absolutely massive monster truck wheels. Unlike other monster truck releases, you really can't move him around. There's no suspension or anything. He's just kind of, he's on there, you know? So yeah, definitely not only out of scale, but very inconsistent with later monster truck releases. There's a look at the other side, and there is the base. I've done this whole review, I hate the Sulley diecast, and I don't have anything against it. It's one of those classic Cars diecasts that I absolutely love. It's a classic, it's such a fun car, and I just find it so interesting that he's just so out of scale in my opinion. And I hope that someday we do get a larger Sulley, but at this point I highly doubt it. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow for the final day of 25 Days of Suggestions. Bye now, and have a Merry Christmas Eve, if you do celebrate it, of course.